Hey, how's it going? If you're new here, check out the stickied comment. There's a link to this playlist. Long story short, I was laid off a few weeks ago and I'm documenting the process, my ups, my downs, the applying to stuff, all that stuff. When I had to go to the unemployment office because of identity theft a couple of years ago, so I had to go in person and show ID and all that stuff. There's videos for it. Just check them out. So yesterday was my 3-year wedding anniversary. My wife and I got married during the event. That YouTube doesn't like YouTube name. So we had to get married in a parking lot. It was her two parents and my mom there, and a fox that trotted by that only I saw, and everyone thought I was crazy. It's rush hour traffic's going down the road on a Friday. But anyway, yesterday was our wedding anniversary, so we went out to eat. Maybe not the best use of our money, but, it was our anniversary. We only spent like $45. Well, $55 because we left a $10 tip. But our eyes were definitely bigger than our stomachs. We ordered 3 entrees, and we finished the food that was equivalent to about 1. So we have lots of leftovers that we'll be eating the next couple of days. It's kind of nice. It was nice just going out and, kind of forgetting the whole situation for a few minutes. Yesterday I did some more AI consulting, enough to pay for that meal almost 3 times over. So that was cool. I've now made enough from that to cover my tax obligation and my tuition for this upcoming semester, which is nice. I'm hoping I can keep doing some of that for a while. If I could at least get a month of the Cobra cost out of it, that would be really cool. We'll see. I'm not sure. But I'll just, I'll do it every day as long as it's there. 4 or 5 hours, and yeah. Yesterday I applied to a lot more jobs than I have on any other day, I think. I applied to 2 Y Combinator startups, maybe 3 Y Combinator startups, at least 2. And then I found a bunch of Scrum Master and Junior Scrum Master positions that were either remote or here in Indianapolis and hybrid that I applied to. I was acting as the Scrum Master for our data analytics team at my previous job, on top of doing a dozen other things. So I do have some experience doing it, and I have my PSM 1, Professional Scrum Master 1. So worth a shot. It's kind of a job that I could like. It's also a job that I could easily see being done away with first, because you're basically just wrangling sheep, and yeah. I mean, you're doing things, but I don't think it's necessary. I think for a lot of teams, it's completely possible to have a Scrum Master that's also a developer on the team, and then they just scale down how much they're doing, or even have it rotate throughout people. That's just my opinion. But hey, if someone were to give me a full-time Scrum Master job, I would throw myself at it. Other than that, I got half of the backyard cut. Well, most of the backyard, but not the side, which is about the same size as the back. I'm not going to cut that today. My toes aren't used to my rubber boots yet. The rubber boots where your kind of toe line is, I have a big outer toe, and it's got a big knuckle, and when that rubber bends a little, it creases and kind of rubs them funny. It usually takes a few weeks of cutting grass to get the calluses built back up. So I'll let my toes rest today, and then I'll get out there and finish that tomorrow. The peas have kind of stopped. They're an inch and a half out of the ground, so I imagine they're just developing their root system. So that'll be cool. Get those roots going, and then hopefully we start to see some progress there. None of the kale or spinach has started to come up yet. That does concern me a little, because we still don't have any rain in the next week forecasted, and we rely entirely on the rain because we're on a well, and it doesn't sit right with me pumping all that water out of the ground just to pour it on the dirt for the sun to mostly cook it off. If we were on city water, I would totally water. And I get that that's kind of weird because, it's still coming from a place and it's being treated and everything. But we did have our well run dry last year, and had to have not one but two more wells drilled before we got one that was producing. So I don't really want to like tax that system unnecessarily. I'd rather keep that for basic life stuff and cleaning. So hopefully we get a little rain here soon. We got a couple more weeks till we start other seeds. I'll start showing you that stuff. Like the peas are kind of boring right now. Once they come up, I'll start throwing that in videos. I'll get footage the day before of whatever and show you. We had tons of tulips around the property, and 2 weekends ago, my wife dug a bunch of them up and moved them to the front of the house. They look wonderful. They're all coming up, and there's another like 20 or 30 just randomly scattered around the backyard that we're gonna try to move sometime this week up to the front. They have not started to bloom yet. And yeah, we ripped out 2 decorative bushes and just have a whole line of the tulips that's like halfway across the front of the house now. It's just the little things that kind of make life bearable. Yesterday was pretty good until I went and got in bed. And then as we were getting into bed, I started to feel a little panicky. Not panic attack level panicky, but definitely like getting anxious and stuff. I think it's just going to be an up and down like that until I get a job. I don't like the uncertainty of unemployment. We do have savings. We do have most of my severance still. So even with the Cobra, we're good for 6 months at least until it even starts to like get uncomfortable. And even then we would still have a few more months at least. But like my wife's car has 230,000 miles on it, and she drives 25 miles to go to work every day. So it's like, that's a ticking time bomb that I don't want to think about. Even when I still had my job, it was like, yeah, we need to be a little bit more prudent with our savings so we're not like blindsided with a huge car bill if we have to buy you a new car so we can pay cash. So now that I'm not employed, it's like, yeah. Yeah. Other than that, I don't really have much. Today I'm going to edit this briefly. You know, I got to put the Patreon stuff up there. Get my patron, James Greason, his love that he pays for. I love that guy anyway. I've known him for 15, 16 years now. We haven't hung out in a long time. Really long time. But yeah, we play Words with Friends every day. He's a good guy. So I got to make sure he gets his due. And then after that, I'm not going to ride. It's Tuesday, so my wife doesn't have anything after school, so we'll ride this evening. So once I get this edited and stuff, I'll read my scriptures a little this morning, and then, like I do every morning, there's a pile of dishes over here that I need to get to, that I didn't get to yesterday, because there were just that many from our Easter feasting. And then I'll probably flop down on the couch and just put YouTube on. I've been going through Mr. Beast's videos. He's an interesting guy. His videos kind of make me happy and kind of forget about things, especially when you see someone like genuinely react to like overwhelming emotion when he does something nice for them. That's a special thing. And while I do that, I'll work on some AI stuff. I got stacks and stacks of books around here that I would like to get to. And while I have this lull between semesters, I should probably do that. I got one I'm going to finish up here this morning. I've got 15 minutes left in it probably. I'll do that before I come out here. And speaking of class, the extra credit assignment was graded for the class that I totally did like 60% on the final, which took me from a B+ to an A-. And there's still one more assignment that he hasn't graded, which will only take me up higher. So that's cool. I ended up with an A in both classes. Awesome. 6 credits in the bag. 9 more for next semester. One of them's half as long as the others, so that'll be cool. It'll cut my workload in half there when the others start to get difficult, I think. One's a graphic design. I'm not really keen on that one, but could come in handy. I'm almost at 10 minutes, so I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you for watching. If you're going through something, I know it can be scary. You've got this. either reach out to people around you, and if you don't have anyone, hey, reach out in the comments here, or comment on another video. Like, I read my comments. I'll reply to you. We can figure out how to help you. I might not be able to make everything all right, but I can be support for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. There are way more of you watching these every day than I could ever have imagined, and that kind of just blows my mind. Yeah, I hope you're having a good time in life, and if not, it will get better. I'll see you guys in the next video.